I want to pivot over to Donald Trump. I was kind of surprised by the tone. Much softer Donald Trump, stuck to teleprompter. That's not something he does often.
Right. As Bob Schieffer said, he went up against a teleprompter and the teleprompter won.
That was the line of the night.
That was,
Yeah,
right?
So are you guys surprised, Liz? Do you think it's finally sinking in what he's heard from the Republican establishment? Tone it down. Bring it down.
Look, I think the last few days have been a wake-up call for him. When McConnell, when Ryan all come out and say he's got to change his tone, and then you have vulnerable senators up for re-election unendorsing him, I think that it is a real wake-up call for him. Let's see if it sticks. He says he's going to be given this big speech on the Clintons next week. We'll see how the tone is there. I don't know how much new ground he's going to break, but again, with him, he's very unpredictable. So I wouldn't judge him and say, just based on one night.
Is it also not just a teleprompter that won, but Reince Priebus and Paul Ryan? Because they're the ones who said to Trump, look, if you're going to do this, here's what you need to do. And he seems to be taking that direction, at least last night.
Well, so this is not the first time we've had this conversation about Trump, right? He's stepped in it before. He's then had a speech, whether it's an election night or wherever, and he's toned it down, and then he's come back up. The question is, moving forward, has he been convinced? And I think in the specific case about this judge and this vendetta that he has, at least verbally with this guy, it's not about you per se and your personal problems. It's about the country. And if you listen to actually what he was saying in that speech last night, the strategy was, how are you going to sell yourself as somebody who can fix the problems of the country? And this is about the voters and it's about America. And that's what Trump, and then the other part of it was drawing a contrast with Hillary Clinton, right? Those were the two big points of that speech. Now, that obviously there was a message that got through to him, whether it was Paul Manafort, one of his campaign managers, or whether it was Reince Priebus or Paul Ryan, whoever was talking to him.
Chris Christie, I think, was a big...
Chris Christie, you have to talk about this, not in terms of you. You are the messenger, and obviously people are voting for you, but also what you can do for voters. And I think you heard a bunch of that in that speech last night. Can he carry that idea moving forward? That's going to be the question. Or is it going to be anytime he's asked a question about some lawsuit or something that has to do with his personal life, that he's going to go all in on that and then alienate everybody?
The substance of the speech last night was the same of things he's been saying the entire campaign. The difference was the style. He was more toned down, more subdued. He hit a lot of good points. And we talked about last night, Hillary did the same thing. He shifted away from I and focused more on we. The Put Americans First umbrella, on which he put everything underneath that, was a really smart move. Talked a lot about the American workers, talked about a rigged system, which is what gave him the catapult to win the nomination, also gave Bernie all the fervor and excitement and support. So moving through those themes throughout the rest of this campaign and then systematically, surgically attacking Hillary Clinton on her vulnerabilities is a smart thing to do. And as discombobulated as Republicans seem, nothing rallies Republicans like attacking the Clintons. And if he can do that well on Monday and he puts together a good speech with some, not just crooked Hillary, which is fine for him to say in my opinion, but why is she crooked? She said this, it was a lie. Said this, it was a lie. If he goes down and just, you know, like a tactician, does everything really smart in that speech, I think Republicans are going to say, that's what we've been waiting on. We wasted 5 weeks, and we all know in campaigns, the commodity that's most cherished is time. He wasted 5 weeks. Can he gain it back? And he can if he does it on that line of attack.
The other thing to watch, though, is that he's so easily distracted, right? He does a lot of TV interviews, he talks to a lot of reporters, and he's asked questions about things that turn into distractions. Can he be disciplined? He said, I'm not talking about the judge anymore. That's what he said yesterday. He's now going to move forward and not talk about the judge. But there are plenty of other landmines that people can ask him about that have nothing to do with the message he's going to be trying to sell to the American public. Can he stay disciplined when he's sitting there one-on-one with a reporter?
But Steve, what kind of fun is that going to be for those of us covering the election campaign? Come on.
Right, it won't be much fun.
It's about us, right? It's about us.
Like he's going to take care of our African
I don't think the party's coming to an end anytime soon.
All right. Well, we're going to leave it there. I have to say, you guys look good for 2 hours of sleep.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Always good to talk to you guys.